What's up? It is Monday, the start of day 12. Back and by. Um, as always, we'll go over the food. But I would like to talk about a couple things here. You can see the fancier I get each week, but I have a little bit of a better system going on right now for recording videos and everything. So it will get back to you. I'm still a little bit behind by the time you see this. I'm probably only uploaded 6 weeks and we're on 12, so a little slow on the editing, but I don't have an editor, and I'm working as well, so sorry for the slow uploads. But let's get into the food. For starters, we have the 200 grams of chicken, 5 eggs in the morning. I ended up starting to eat fruits again, so I made that Greek yogurt with the strawberries and had a very small amount of strawberry jam. I think it was 20 grams. Normally I put 40 or 50 and then 100, but I put 100 grams of Greek yogurt and then 20 grams of the organic low-calorie strawberry jam, and then I just put the cut up strawberries, which was 115, 120 grams. Then I went to dinner, which is, or the post-workout meal, which is, I had broccoli, chicken, eggs, and then a kiwi right after because I had some calories left over. So I did 180 grams of chicken, then I did 100 grams of broccoli, and then I did 2 eggs. So for the broccoli, I steamed it and then I chopped it up. I chopped it up with the kind of spatula that I had. Not the kind of spatula, but the actual spatula. And then I put the eggs in to kind of combine everything, make everything stick together. And I ate that. And that was all the food. 1,500 calories. And we'll go to the workouts now. So for back and by, I did lat pull downs. I did 3 sets. I started with 165, then I did 180, and then I did 195. I did them all till failure. I believe it was 20 just to get everything warm, and then I did 16, and then I did 8. Then I did pull-ups kind of throughout the workout session. It was kind of all over the place, but I did it here and there. So essentially what I do with my back and bi is sometimes I'll do just back and then I'll do bicep, and sometimes I will do a back, a bicep, a back, a bicep. For today I just did the all back and then bicep, and then I'll end off with forearms obviously. So the first back obviously was the lat pull downs. Then I had the cable seated rows that I did for 150, just 3 sets, and I really just kept pulling and obliterating it as much as I could. It was the most effective way for me to do it, and yeah. Then I moved to my on the one knee where I twist. Did 120, 130, and 140 respectively. Then I had probably 20, 12, and 8 reps for all of those. Really focusing on the contraction at the bottom, really holding it, and then going slow up, fast down, slow up. The eccentric is the most important part. Got to keep those muscles pumped to maintain them for the competition. Then I moved on to one more back, which was just the bar where you kind of pull it to your hips. Still actually don't know the name of that exercise, but one day I will say it in a video once I start recording in gyms. Then I moved on to bicep. I did my kind of behind the back, little on the side one-handed curls. Did 60, 65, 70. Did 16, 12, and then 8 reps, really squeezing at the top. Then I did the seated Mike Mentzer pull down with the lat pull down bar, then which was 135. Then I realized that was way too light, and I did 165 and 180. Then I moved to just a two-handed bar curl where I managed to get 140 for the top set. I started with 120 and then did 2 sets of 140. It was 16 at the beginning and then 12, and then I think I got 10 maybe if you could count the last one, just kind of like shaking and pulling up. The forearm was just the reverse curls and then the behind the back curls by the butt, and then I did that with 70s, 80s, and then 90s. 25 reps for the reverse curls, and mainly, but the behind the back I don't even count. I just do it until I literally want to drop the bar. That's how the superset really works. You just kind of do this until you can't anymore, and then you do the back till you can't anymore. But normally I count my reverse curls just because it's easier. On the back I just kind of spam it. I don't really care about the amount of reps that I do. I think the 80 was probably around 16 and the 90 was around 12. But that is my Monday back and by. I will see you guys tomorrow for chest and try. What's up? Same camera setup and everything. But it's day 2, week 12. So we will go over the food as usual before we go into chest, triceps, and shoulders. The food was essentially practically the same as yesterday. I might keep that for the week and maybe just meal plan for the week and keep the food the same for the whole week. Maybe that'll make it easier for these videos. Maybe it'll make it easier to sit through. It is just me talking after all. But the food was just 200 grams of chicken breast and then 5 eggs. Then I had some of that strawberry yogurt, 110 grams of Greek yogurt, and then some organic low-calorie strawberry jam, and then I had some diced strawberries, 115 grams. Then dinner was chicken, broccoli, and eggs. Same as yesterday, except there was no kiwi. That is all I ate. So moving on to chest, try, and shoulders. I started with a flat dumbbell bench, 3 sets. I did 70, 75, 80. I did 16, 16, and then 12. The failure aspect was not 100% there today. I'm having a little bit of trouble with energy right now. So since I'm doing 1500 calories, I'm not having a lot of carbs. I mainly have protein. So I don't have a dietitian or a coach or anything, so I don't 100% know if this is all good. I don't know what I should be doing. I know there's a percentage of what you should do, but the protein is always more important, I feel like, than the carbs. I'm in a deficit and I'm trying to lose weight, so I would think that carbs are not as good for you, but carbs are your energy and you need energy to work out. So obviously I might be doing something wrong, not as professional. It is my first show. I will learn as I go and try not to get too frustrated with myself or with the competition in general, because I don't want to burn out. I am craving and stuff like that, but that's just kind of the way a deficit goes. But anyway, I did, for today I just did all the chest, and then I did the tricep, and then I did the shoulders. So I did incline dumbbell right after. I did 60, 65, 70. I did 16, 12, and then 10 respectively. Then I did pec flies, which I did 180, 195, 205. And then I probably just went to failure for those ones. The pec deck is always the most important for me. It's the where I get the most pump. Like if there's a chest fly machine in the back when we are pumping up before the stage, I would just hog that rather than doing some sort of bench. The pec flies just get your pecs popping, so mainly when I do a chest fly or a pec fly, whatever you want to call it, I just go till failure. I couldn't honestly tell you the rep range because I just did it until I literally can't. And even when I can't, I hoist it up and then I hold it here and I slowly go down till I literally can't. That's how I obliterate my pecs mainly. But I should probably not obliterate my pecs too much because of the low calories that I'm on right now. It's more of a deficit. I want to maintain the muscle, so maybe I need to do less intense training. But again, no coach, no dietitian. I'm just kind of doing it the way I want to and the way I think is going to make me win, which I think high intensity training will. Moving on to triceps, I did the V-bar push down. I did a little bit of a different thing. I started with 200 right off the bat, and I did probably 16. And then I did 200 again for the second set, and I got through my whatever 14 it was the second set, and then I dropped it down to 140, and I did a really slow, like slow and controlled one where when I'm going up, I went super slow, and then down, fast, up super slow, which with the 200 I kind of just spam it. Maybe not the best form, but intensity is kind of what I go for with my workouts. But having that intensity and the proper form really obliterated my triceps, so that was really good, and I did that for another set. I probably only got 10 on the third set of 200, and then I just did 140 until failure. Then I did my variation, 60 for the first two, 50 for the second one, 16 for all, 16 for all, really focusing on the, again, eccentric, going slow, and the, I don't even remember what, eccentric is going up normally, like when you're going for a curl, this is the eccentric, you going down in the motion. So if you go for a tricep, it would be the upwards motion. Down, up, eccentric is the negative. The eccentric is just like a scientific term, I guess. But then I did skull crushers. I did 80, 90, 100. I stay away from the 110s because the 100s are a little tough right now in the deficit. So I managed to get 16, 14, and then 9 for the hundreds. A little less, but that's okay. And then for shoulders, I did the reverse pec fly machine. I did a constant 165 and just kind of really focused on tension for 3 sets. Then I did some shoulder press. I did 2 sets of 70, 12 for the first one, 8 for the second one, and then I spammed lateral raises on the cable for 4 sets, which was 2 sets were 30 pounds, 2 sets were 20 pounds, and I just went till failure. And then I did 30 minutes of Stairmaster, and that was my chest and try day. I will see you guys tomorrow for legs. Another day on the couch. I hope this doesn't look too staged, but I have a camera set up and I just leave it there overnight. It's no big deal. So I think I have the right angles all the time, but I don't know. And I have a little bit of a light fixture now. So let's get into the food. So the food for this morning was a little bit different. I had some work to do, so I started the morning with 2 eggs. Then later on in the evening, on my lunch break basically, I had 200 grams of broccoli, 200 grams of chicken breast, and 2 eggs that I pre-made the night before. I had that for lunch, and then I had some just strawberries, frozen strawberries that were a little melted in another container, which was 151 grams of strawberries. Then I had some rice. So the workout was actually pretty good because I had more carbs today, but I don't know what I'm really gonna do still. I'm not a dietitian, so I have no idea how my eating habits are, how healthy they are. I do supplement a lot of my vitamins. I got some fiber gummies. I said that already before. I believe I got them last week. So I think they should be in the week before. But yeah, it's kind of just how I'm going through it. It's kind of touch and go. I kind of mainly did this for the experience because I think being on stage and everything would be cool. I want to see how I fare up to other people that are my age or my weight or my height. See if I'm genetically gifted or not, but we will see. I'm hoping to get maybe a little bit of a fan base even out of these stupid little videos, but it's just me talking to a camera also. Can't be too entertaining, but I think afterwards I'm gonna start recording in gyms and record a workout or 2 and see how they go. It's gonna be a lot more high energy. If I recorded the ones right now, they wouldn't be too entertaining because it'd be me really locked in, focused, making sure I don't slack off, basically. But for dinner, before we forget, I had the leftover eggs of 3 eggs because I eat 10 a day, and 200 grams of chicken breast for dinner. And that was my day of food. So for legs, I did 3 sets of squats to start off, 2 with 1 plate, and then 1 with 1.5. I did 20, 16, and then 12 for the 1.5 plates, and then I moved to hack squat for 2 sets, 2 plates, which I got 16 and 14. Then I moved to leg extensions, which I did 200 with 2 legs. Then I dropped down to 50 with 1 leg and then 1 leg, and then I obviously split it up a little bit. So I started with the left one today, and then for the first set, and then the second set I started with the right one. And then for the last set, obviously I just did the 200 and then both legs on 120, really just holding it and going slow. Then I did the laying down leg curls. I did 90 kg for 10. Then I did 70 for 16, and then I did 70 again for 12. The way I set up my leg curls now is a little higher. It's a little different. I saw an older dude. I took the machine after him, and I kind of left it just because I was curious. I don't know if I was curious or if I just didn't notice that it was so changed. But he kind of has it elevated to the point where you almost have only the top half of the rep, where you don't really have the bottom half, and it was kind of more intense. I don't know. I've never really done it like that, but I might try to do it from now on because it burned crazy. But then I did RDLs with 60s, 2 sets, 16 and 12. Then I did abductors and deductors, and I did 80s for the inwards one and 150 for the outwards one. The inwards one were really hard today. I don't know why, but anyways, I did 16 and 12, and then I did 15 and 11. And then I went to calves where I did 3 plates each side on the leg press, and I kind of just went to failure. And another thing I think I don't know if I said this last week on my day 6, I do the leg press for the calves. So just kind of like the top half, you kind of just unrack it. Let your legs almost stretch out completely, but have a little bit of a curve because you don't want to hurt yourself. And then just spam them, but you kind of with calves, you just extend, hold 3 seconds, go down, hold 3 seconds, up 3 seconds, down 3 seconds. And then I got up after, and then I would stand in place and do more calves. So I'm really burning my calves. That's kind of just how I've been doing them. Or that's kind of how I just did them the last 2 days. Because I just think my calves are a little weak and maybe a little bit more size extra. I don't know. I'm in a deficit. I doubt that I'm going to gain anything, but maintaining them would be great. The little bit that I have. For abs, I did all the dead hangs that I normally do throughout my days. I don't know if I said this the last couple of weeks, but I do abs every single day throughout. Sometimes I might forget saying that, but I just kind of do them. They're not really in my brain like, oh, I did that today, because it's just always every day, because I really want those abs to pop. I want to make sure they look good, because physique is very ab related. So, and I think that's the best shot I have at winning is the physique one. The bodybuilding one, I might be a little small for, so, but I'm still giving it my all. And then I did the crunches with the bar behind my back for 200 pounds. I did 20, 16, and then 13. And then I did my rotations. I did 60 pounds 2 sets on both sides, obviously, and I think I did 20 for both, and then the 30 minutes of Stairmaster afterwards, and that was it. I will see you guys tomorrow for arms. What's up? It is day 4 of week 12. We have some information. Me. I have some information. So I talked to a coach, told me that I probably cut down calories too quickly. So if you didn't know, last week I cut down to 1,500 calories from 1,800 calories. That might have been a little premature. It's okay, but I kind of am doing this by myself. No real people that are helping me. I have information that I've got from other people. I have a coach that I see once in a while. I've maybe actually seen him like 3 times. And then I had the 2 posing classes, so I had a little bit of help with the posing. But for the food, I've been kind of alone. I've been told by a lot of people a lot of stuff, but I don't know really what is what and what is true, what is accurate, you know what I mean? I did a little bit of research myself, but it just tells me percentages and stuff like that, and everything varies depending on everyone. So I kind of just stuck with some of the information that I know. It's not the best, that's okay, but I'm trying, and that's all I can really do, I guess. I think the biggest battle right now is the mental one, but that's okay. Anyway, the food is the same as the first 2 days, kind of. I had 200 grams of chicken, 5 eggs, then I had my strawberries, where it was 100 grams of Greek yogurt, 20 grams of organic strawberry jam, and 120-ish grams of frozen strawberries cut up for before the gym. Then for dinner I had 200 grams of broccoli, 200 grams of chicken breast, and then I had 3 eggs. And that put me at 1520, I believe. The coach, that's the food for today. The coach also told me to do refeeding days. So I think over the weekend or something, I'm gonna have a day where I eat rice, or like I bump up my calories to incorporate more carbs, because I'm always hitting my 200 gram protein intake. So now I think I'm gonna make sure I hit my carb intake as well to maybe give me more energy, because I have been very dead. Ever since I dropped down to 1,500 calories, I have been very dead. Not much energy. The lifts were not completely lackluster. The first week, last week, it was a little lackluster, and I was a little rougher, a couple of lifts, but this week I've been okay. I was a little tired today, but I started strong, but maybe that was just a pre-workout. But talking about today, I started off with the V-bar push down. I did 150, 160, and then 180. I did 20, 16, and then 12. Then I moved to the Mike Mentzer pull downs, and I did 160, 175, 190. I did that for 16, 12, and 8. That's normally the rep ranges I try to go for. I'll try to go slow and controlled too, again, eccentric and all that stuff that I always talk about. But then I moved to my variation, 60 for the first 2 and then 50 for the last one, where I ended up having Ended up doing 16, 14, and then 16 again. Mainly probably because the V-bar kind of, for this one, it does the same motion as the V-bar, but so maybe that's why I didn't get in as many reps, but that's okay, as long as the muscle's getting fatigued. Then I did the behind the back kind of one-armed bicep curl that I did for 60, 65, and then 70. I did 16, 12, and then 9, really squeezing at the top all the time and making sure you go slower down. Then I moved to the skull crushers. For skull crushers today I did 80s, 90s, and 100s. I guess that's what I do every day actually. But I did 16, 12, and 8 as the rep ranges that I normally shoot for. And then I moved to a two-handed curl with the bar where I did 120, 140, and then 145. I just put a extended 5-pound weight on. And I did that for probably 16, 10, and then 8. And then I moved to shoulders, and I did shoulder press with 60s for 3 sets. I did, I think, 20 to start off, which is really strong, but then I moved to 14, and then I ended off with 12, all using 60 pounds, just slowly fatiguing it. For the rear delts, instead of doing 2, I did 1, and I just stood on the side, and the cable was kind of right next to me. I was kind of parallel with the cable, and I just pulled it across. And then for that one, I did 30 pounds for 1 set, and then 20 pounds for 2 sets. I did 20 reps for the 30 pounds, and then I did 25 for the first set of the 20s, and then for the second set I got 20 reps for each arm. And then for the forearms I did my reverse curls and then the behind the back curls with 80s, and then I did 2 sets of them with 90s, and those are just basically till failure. So I'm learning a little bit more about food intake and everything. I can take this all into next year. I might get a coach next year depending on how this one goes, but we will see. All we can do is hope and work hard. But I will see you guys tomorrow for chest and back. What's up? I'm finishing up week 12 here in this video. So I went camping and my food was a little all over the place, and I didn't get to do legs for day 6. I did get day 5 done, so I will go over my exercises for that day, but day 6 I did not exercise. I didn't get my legs done. I can go through the food for every single day as well. So that's basically what I'm going to do for this end section of week 12. And then I will get back to week 13 in the next video that you guys will see. And yeah, basically I went camping so I couldn't exercise. I got my steps in and everything, and I tweaked my diet a little bit as well, just from talking with my dad and stuff like that. So I will talk a little bit about that as well. So for day 5, I will go over what I ate. So day 5, my eating was basically regular. I ate 200 grams of chicken for breakfast with 5 eggs. And then I had a kiwi for lunch. And for supper, I had broccoli, 200 grams, chicken breast, 250 grams, and then I had 3 eggs and a kiwi. And that got me to 1,500 calories. And then for the exercises, I did bench, dumbbell incline bench, and then pec flies. For bench, I did 1 plate, 1.5 plates, and then I tried 2 plates, but I'm really weak, obviously because of the deficit I'm in. I don't have all the power I normally have, so it sucks, but it happens. Then I did 3 sets of dumbbell incline bench with 60s for all 3 sets until failure. It probably was around 16, 12, and 8 for each sets. And then for pec flies, I did 150, which was really light. I just focused on holding it and doing it slow and controlled. And then I moved towards more heavier weights, so I moved to 250 and then 280, really pushing myself to get that chest pump. For back, I did lat pull downs. I did 150 pounds, 160 pounds, and then I did a set of 100 where I did the Arnold that I always do sometimes instead of just doing lat pull downs. But that day I did 2 sets of regular and then 1 of Arnold's, which I normally go lighter anyway, so I can spam it a little bit. And then I moved to my on one knee twisting. I did 120, 130, and 140. And I did 16, 12, and 8. I'm going to say again, I don't 100% remember, but that's normally how it goes for most of my workouts. Then I did just a regular wide grip seated cable row where I kind of flare my elbows out and I kind of try to do the upper middle back, and that I normally do lighter with a wider grip, straight, and then has the side grips, that kind of grip for the cable. And I did 90 pounds for 3 sets until failure. And as always, whenever I have my back, I do pull-ups throughout, and to really pump my back as well. And then I do abs every day as well. Just a set of each. The 2 legs out until I can't anymore, knees up until I can't anymore, and then just straight leg holding until I can't anymore as well. And then I did 1 more back, which was just dumbbell curls over a bench where I just grab and I just pull back, and I did 70s for 3 sets as well. Single arm, basically you hold the bench and you pull back, and then you switch arms right afterwards. And that was my chest and back day, and then I did 30 minutes of Stairmaster as always. For day 6, where I missed my leg day, I'll go over the food as well. So that day was actually just the same as the other day. So it was 200 grams of chicken breast, 5 eggs, then a kiwi for lunch, 200 grams of broccoli, 200 grams of chicken breast, and then 3 eggs and then another kiwi. And that was my Saturday. And basically what I did for Sunday, or day 7 of week 12, today is week 13. It's just the day I got back, so I will be recording in the same shirt for the beginning of week 13, the next video you see. I started to just eat egg whites, so I take the yolk out, and I've been really dead, so in place of all that fat that is taken out of the yolk, basically all the fat in an egg is in the yolk. So you take the yolk out, you get a lot less calories and a lot less fat. So I have a lot more space to eat. And I filled all those extra calories with carbs so I can have energy to work out, and it really did me solid today, which I'll talk about in the next week though. But I will go over the food that I did eat on day 7 of week 12. So for breakfast, I ate 212 grams of chicken breast. I ate 5 eggs worth of egg whites, and then I had even a strip of bacon. That's how much extra calories I'm able to put in. So the fat I got for my day was basically from that bacon and from the chicken. And then for lunch, I had my strawberry yogurt stuff that I normally have. It was 100 grams of Greek yogurt, then it was 20 grams of the organic low-calorie strawberry jam, and 120 grams of frozen strawberries. And then for supper, I had 250 grams of chicken breast, then I had 200 grams of broccoli, and then I had 5 egg whites. And here comes the carbs. I had 200 grams of potatoes, yellow potatoes. Normally you should only eat sweet potatoes, but all we had was regular potatoes. And that was my 1500 calorie day. And the extra carbs, I really did feel it. Was really good. And although I didn't work out that day, even though it was my rest day, I wouldn't have worked out anyway, I managed to have some energy, which is really good, and it helped me a lot in the next week, which I will continue to be doing, and I will talk more about this in the next week. So I will see you guys in week 13. There's only 5 weeks left. Started this 17 weeks out. Pretty crazy. It's getting pretty close. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.